What's up everyone, this is FPSticks bringing you some more Timeless Cup practice videos against my friend LA718. You can see his team up there. We finally have decided on a team of 6, at least for this video. And that little blank spot that's shiny right there is a Kingdra. He's running 2 cast forms here, rainy cast form and snowy cast form. And as you're gonna see within this video, that snowy cast form messes me up, man. So we'll see how this goes. My victory bell was able to take out his rainy cast form there, which is super good. There's that Kingdra. This victory bell is also going to be doing a decent amount of damage to this Kingdra. Razor Leaf is neutral, and Kingdra is not very tanky. So I force a shield out there with that Leaf Blade, which is super good. I'm still running Acid Spray on my Victory Bell. Not sure if I want to change that to Sludge Bomb, but charge TMs are very scarce nowadays, so I'm just going to sit with Acid Spray for now. This Kingdra is able to get this Outrage off. I have to shield this, but I know that his Rainy Cast Form is out of the picture now. But there's that Snowy Cast Form. So these Fire Spins are doing a good amount of damage. But I have to shield these snowy weather balls because it's going to hurt super bad. I bring in my Lapras, which definitely does beat Snowy Cast Form. But as you'll see, Snowy Cast Form is ridiculously spammy with Powder Snow and Weather Ball. It's just insane. I'm out of shields here, but even if I had a shield, I wouldn't use it on any of these charge moves anyways. So I'm building up just straight for the Skull Bash. But I end up trying to shield bait here. I want him to get rid of that last shield. And I get it, which is really good. Ice does not resist water. So the Surfs would do a decent amount of damage. But I go for Skull Bash because I want to get that defense boost. And it ends up taking out the cast form anyway. So good first match there. You're going to see within this video, I take some pretty brutal losses, which is good. Anytime I lose, I look at it as a good learning opportunity. It can be frustrating when you lose a bunch, but that's how you get better. When you lose, you learn. So we'll see how this next match goes. Lead Charizard again against Whiscash. Now this is kind of a relatively even matchup, honestly. Even though Whiscash is going to be resisting the fire moves, the only thing I have to be threatened by is the Blizzard, which is going to hit pretty hard, but it's only going to be neutral damage. So I feel comfortable staying in there for a little bit longer to build up some energy, and then I switch into my Victory Bell. I almost completely shred it, but he switches into his Snowy Cast Form. I should have shielded right there so I could have at least gotten off a Leaf Blade, because now I'm not in the best scenario. I know he still has that Whiscash. My Lapras is going to do a decent job against this. I bring in Charizard. With all his energy I built up, I'm just going straight Dragon Claws to try to burn some shields here. And then I'm trying to fast move farm this down, but it's able to get to a Weather Ball. Gonna have to shield this because I have a decent amount of energy now. So let's see what he's got still. I know he's still got that Whiscash. There it is. I'm assuming that this is just gonna be another Mud Bomb, so I can survive this. I'm going straight for the Dragon Claw. I cannot farm that down. It is resisting my Fire Spins. And what is in the back? It is Meganium. So at this point, I should have instantly switched into my Lapras and tried to save my Charizard, because my Lapras is not running Ice Beam, and so Meganium is going to take this for sure. Still has a shield, and Meganium is so ridiculously tanky. But I throw the Surf here to just try to burn that last shield, but this is going to be good games already. So he ends up taking that. Snowy Cast Form just putting on a field show there. And Meganium is I think is a really good pick for the starter mon in here. It's so tanky. Even though it loses to Venusaur, it's only grass typing. So it doesn't take super effective damage from confusion. Let's see what I end up bringing in here. So Dragonair, Drapion, and Lapras. I'm running Ice Fang on my Drapion, which is a decent dragon counter. But the only dragon he is running is Kingdra. So kind of pointless for me to be bringing in my Ice Fang Drapion. I believe Ice Fang Drapion also has a decent matchup against Muck. But as you'll see in this video and in some later videos as well, this current team that I was running had a lot of problems with Muck. Muck is pretty tanky, and with the access it has to Thunder Punch now, can really just do some ridiculous damage. So I end up shielding that. It ends up being a Thunder Punch. I'm assuming this is going to be another Thunder Punch, so I believe I let this go through. Yep. I resist it, which is great. I'm able to fast move farm that Muck, but I'm down a shield, so not the best outcome right there. There's the Rainy Castform. This would be an instance where if I had Return, it would be a little bit better, but I wasted my energy throwing the Aqua Tail, which is a bad move on my part. Look at this situation I'm put in. Absolutely horrible. Neither of these Pokemon are good against Rainy Castform. So at this point, I already knew that this was going to be over here, but just playing it out to see how much damage I can do. Oh my goodness, he's able to get to another Weather Ball before I can get to my Crunch. So I definitely overfarmed there. I survived that with just a little bit of health. I'm going straight for the Crunch. Hopefully this goes through. It does. But I'm not going to be able to get to another charge move. And Charizard is going to have a really bad time against this. This Weather Ball almost one-shots. Check this out. Boom. Oh my gosh, so much damage, and I lose that match super hard. So, huge mistake on my part by not bringing anything that really is a check to that Rainy Castform, man. Drapion and Charizard just got shredded by that. And that opening matchup, my Dragonair against Muck, did not turn out good at all. So, looks like I'm bringing in Dragonair again. But I am going to account for that Rainy Castform this time. Bring in Victory Bell and Kingdra, so we'll see how this goes. There's the Rainy Castform, so this is a really good matchup for me. I'm going to be resisting everything that the Castform throws at me. He switches into that Snowy Castform, and at this point, I'm looking at my team, and all three of these don't have the best matchups against Snowy Castform. So, man, this guy had my number all day. He just making the correct adjustments and correct predictions, and I was just not playing very well. Have to commit a shield there on that Weather Ball, even though it's only going to be neutral damage. And at this point, if I commit both shields, I'm down 2 shields. So I end up committing, because I'm able to get to this Outrage. Hopefully takes a shield from him, but he just lets it go down. So he has a huge shield advantage now. Whiscash is going to be able to get to this Mud Bomb super fast. I'm surprised. Okay, wow. He was trying to fast move farm me down, which is very hard to do with Mud Shot, which I'm able to get to this second Outrage. But now he has a ridiculous amount of energy. And I know he has a Blizzard. Victory Bell's going to get one-shotted by it. Dragonair is going to get one-shotted by it. I know I have an Aqua Tail stored up here, so I throw this. Thank goodness I get the last shield. I can say goodbye to my Dragonair, because this is definitely going to be a Blizzard. Yep. But he burned all that energy, so I know he can't get to another Blizzard. My Victory Bell comes in, shreds that Whiscash. Here's the Rainy Castform. So I should be able to take this match here because, again, I'm going to be able to resist everything that this thing throws at me. Those water guns are definitely adding up. I do end up taking that match, though. But I kind of brought in an unbalanced team again. That Snowy Castform If he would have committed more shields to it, it could have like swept my team. Absolutely ridiculous. So these matches are pretty nuts. Those two cast forms are really doing a good amount of damage to my team here. The rainy and the snowy cast form. Let's see what I end up bringing for this match here. Okay, this is a pretty balanced lineup. Dragonair, Lapras, and Charizard, so we'll see how this ends up going. Now, Dragonair lead against the Whiscash. All I need to do is watch out for that Blizzard. This Dragon Breath does so much damage, and these Aqua Tails will also be doing neutral damage. I knew that wasn't going to be a Blizzard, way too fast to be a Blizzard, but man, that Mud Bomb did a good amount of damage too. And since I'm pure Dragon type and not Dragon Flying, those Mud Bombs hit for neutral damage. I'm assuming this is going to be another Mud Bomb, but I commit a shield here because I want to try to fast move this thing down or win this lead matchup. At that point, so I feel like that was a mistake right there. I should have committed to the Dragon Breath farm down, but he might have been able to get to another Mud Bomb, so kind of debatable on what to do there. Kingdra comes in, absolutely shreds my Dragonair. Now, Lapras, I end up bringing in the Lapras, which I think is the correct play here. So he gets out of there. There's Meganium. Now, this is really awesome for me because Charizard is a very good counter to Meganium. But you're going to see I make a huge mistake here. Even though I double resist those Frenzy Plants, it still does a good amount of damage. And I'm trying to fully commit to just farm this thing down with fast moves and not commit a shield. Because I want to have all of these Dragon Claws ready for the Kingdra. But now I have such little health. I go straight for my Dragon Claw. Obviously going to draw a shield here. I know I have another Dragon Claw banked up, but the Dragon Breath goes through and all that energy went to waste. So, huge mistake on my part. I'm going straight for the Skull Bash because I want the defense boost to help protect me from this Dragon Breath damage. He has to shield it. And I have to shield this because this Outrage would absolutely still take me out, even with the defense boost. Now, this is going to be very close. I don't think... I don't know if the Surf would have KO'd at that point, but it doesn't matter. He gets to the Outrage first. He built up a lot of energy with that Kingdra, and he ends up taking that game. Really tough battles. There's so many Pokemon in this diverse meta that there's a lot of new matchups that you kind of need to learn. So definitely still in the learning process. Taking some losses here, but kind of learning from the mistakes, which is good. I believe we got one more match here. I end up bringing in Victory Bell, Lapras, and Dragonair. So we'll see how this works. Victory Bell as the lead. I do not do this very frequently. Normally I like to have Victory Bell as the switch-in against the water types. You can see this is a horrible lead matchup. Got to get out of there. Lapras is going to beat Snowy Castform, but let's see what he brought. He brought Rainy Castform. Now, one thing you got to watch out for on Rainy Castform is that it learns Thunder, which does an insane amount of damage. But as you'll see, okay, so that was a little glitch right there. I did not mean to click Surf. I was actually clicking the Skull Bash, but the game just kind of spazzed out and threw a Surf. So, huge mistake on my part, and now this is not looking good. I do get the Skull Bash here, but he ends up shielding it, so he played that correctly. Did not take the accidental bait of the Surf. At this point, he has built up a lot of energy, so I was worried that it would be a Thunder. So he ends up getting my shield. And I know he still has a lot of energy, but I don't think that this is going to be a Thunder. It's another Weather Ball. So he's just going straight up Weather Balls here, but he was able to get my shield out, so he baited me really well. That Surf does not KO. These Ice Shards are resisted. Barely able to take that out, thank goodness. So there is the Muck. Muck has access to Thunder Punch and can do, is a decent check to Lapras. Kind of an even matchup. But because my defense is boosted, I'm able to get to a second Surf there. Thank goodness. Hopefully get a shield out right here. Yep. And now, Victory Bell would not be a good choice to bring in against this. So I go for my Dragonair. I know that Muck also gets access to Dark Pulse, which is a very heavy hitting move. I do not shield this, it only ends up being a Thunder Punch, so I called that correctly. Oh man, but he has got the Snowy Castform, and this is already good game because my Victory Bell is going to have a rough time. I'm trying to get to that Dragon Pulse, but he wins CMP. He's going to take out my Dragonair, and he's going to take out my Victory Bell with ease. Ice does not resist Razor Leaf, so look at how much damage I'm doing there. I do force him to throw the charge move, but Victory Bell's squishy. That hit super effective. Hurts really bad. So LA718 took a lot of wins off me today, but I learned some interesting things about the Pokemon that he brought in. So very good matches there. Still kind of feeling out my team of 6 here and going to be seeing what I'm going to bring in. But thank you everyone so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later.